Hey everyone, today we take a look back on those 4 skin blaster. We take the good, the bad, and some afterthought on this skins line. I'm that old nerd guy, welcome to that. In this small video, I'm gonna go through the whole series, that means 4 blaster, 40 shot skins, and the dart, obviously. I'm gonna go from the worst to the best, so let's start off with the last stand. This was disappointing to say the least. I mean, this was the flagship blaster for this new line. It's a new blaster, new shape, we got Picatinny rail on top of it, we got a pump action, we got a pretty good size stock. I mean, this thing is usable, it's not really those tiny stock. We got an awesome deco, and then come the performance, which are sub 80. I know it's okay for a blaster, but for X-Shot sub 80, it is not usually the case. And then we have the flex in this blaster, which is pretty outstanding. This thing become misaligned quite easily. The plastic is quite thin on front of it. On the back, it seems okay, because I guess like the other one there is multiple layers, but this is a bit flexy. Plus, it feels like it's gonna break when you prime it to fire it. And then comes the reliability issue, where sometimes it doesn't prime, sometimes it doesn't fire, sometimes it skips dart. This thing is not reliable. That's why I think this is the worst blaster and the most disappointing one, even more at a whopping $40 Canadian. Then surely I'm gonna have to talk about this Flux blaster. It was almost my worst one, but this one really got like no reliability issue. But 75 FPS out of a kickback, because let's not lie to ourselves, this is a kickback reskin. Like I said, doesn't have reliability issue, but it sounds a little soft, and oh my god, this priming rod is utterly flexible, and I'm not like afraid of doing like that. This thing is like rubber. I'm not sure I get it. Maybe it's to prevent it from snapping inside. I don't know, but those things doesn't last normally. And then if this thing can flex, I mean, it's a very short blaster. Oh, I think I cracked it. This thing is utterly thin. I could punch my fingers through it if I go too hard. That's why it was almost my 4th blaster, the worst blaster of the series because of the quality. But since no reliability issue, it's there. Deco, same as the other one, but yeah, it feels like dollar store. It's not the kind of blaster you really want to grab. But at $10, I mean, it's a whopping price difference from the last one. It's at least more affordable. Then we'll have to go with this Dread blaster, because this Dread blaster was almost the best in the series. But for some reason, like the price, this is $22 Canadian, and the fact that there is absolutely no innovation into this one. From what I can see, it is exactly an XS blaster. Those cylinders are identical but different color. This black member here is identical but a different color. And those two triggers are both identical, and you guessed it, at the exact same position. If I put both blasters over one another, everything line up perfectly. This is an XS blaster, quite reliable. You can mod it for half dart quite easily. But yeah, this would be a picker at $22. A little expensive, but with that level of a deco and those new kind of construction that Ixshot making, yeah, okay, maybe a bad point on this one, the little flex. That may be why it's not my best. But even at $22, if you don't have an XS blaster, go grab one. I mean, that thing is really, really cool. Then will be my best blaster in this skin series, which you guessed it, is the Menace. That small Menace blaster, and I can't believe I'm saying this is the best one in the series, but it is, in pretty much every way. I mean, yeah, it's just a micro, but the micro is just a better jolt. This thing outperforms the micro, outperforms pretty much any other blaster in the skin series. Plus, right from the start, yeah, it's a little loud, I modified this one. Even if you don't remove the dart peg inside, this thing can take half dart out of the box. And this is one of the best features. Plus, when you prime it, have you seen the size of this plunger rod compared to what we had on micro? Remember that thin cross shape plunger rod that was really, really thin with one metal pin that always broke? I think we're done with this thing. I think, because when I checked inside, it was pretty solid. I think this is not gonna break, and on half dart, this is a breeze, and it fits into a 5.56 mag pouch for the one of you who run tactical vest on the field, as maybe a scavenging or last resort pistol. This is pretty cool. And at $7 Canadian, I think this thing is like $5 US or $4 US, I'm not even sure. It's a picker. I mean, you definitely need one in your arsenal, and since they made several deco of this one, the skins collector and variant collector are gonna go crazy for them. This is a really, really good blaster. Then we have the dart. Not all bad, I have to say. Really, they are not quite full-length dart, as I said in my video, but they are usable in our seal breech blaster, and I have to say they chamber pretty smoothly even with brass. So it's not all bad. They don't have the best head. The head is quite light and very, very flexy. I haven't seen a head that squishy and that soft. But this seems to hold, the way the peg is done inside is about this long. Not very long. I would have preferred maybe a longer peg to distribute weight on this dart with a very, very large hole at the back. This is the same kind of foam we have on a regular X-Shot dart. As a matter of fact, I think the foam is exactly the same length as the original X-Shot dart. We just have a head difference. But this head changes a lot of things. If X-Shot can offer us a refill pack of this skin dart, that's going to be awesome, because that's going to be one more option of dart that can go easily in our breech, in our seal breech blaster. Because I know waffle tip are used, but they are not the best. They rub on the barrel, and those don't rub unless you're using brass. If you're using a regular 13mm aluminum barrel, those things work fine. So that could be a good thing. X-Shot just need to make a half dart version of this, some 120 plus FPS blaster, and they're gonna have their line. I think that's doable. In the end, with those 4 X-Shot skins blaster and more coming, there is the Griefer coming, which is basically a Reflex 6 Dino Striker. X-Shot was showing us what kind of progress they made out of shell making, maybe shell decoration. They took some page from the community, because a lot of people posted mod on their site with hydro dip and things in that likeness with sticker bombs. You end up having an X-Shot community that like flashy paint job, and that's what they offered us, with some kind of new shell printing, which is pretty outstanding from what I saw. A new way to build blaster. They kind of build the center backbone, and then they put decorated panel on it. I don't hate it. I just think you need a slight fine tuning on this process to have a very rigid blaster, because this is 50% of the flex problem, the way they are put together. But other than that, I mean, this line is right in its place, showing us that at least in a company that still produced the old model, now in red, and I understand now why they are producing all the model in red, because all the white plastic is needed for those skins blaster. If you want to print, you want to print on white for those. If you print on red, you won't have the same render at the end. So using all the white plastic for this, the XL blaster are red, but the XL blaster didn't change in quality. They are still thick, still non-flexing comparing to those, to most of the skin blaster. The only sturdy skin blaster is the Menace. This thing is hard, and I like this thing. It's really the best one. $7, you can't go wrong to go with this X-Shot skin series. Yeah, not to forget the dart. The dart were a very good progress from X-Shot. This is not perfect yet. They are not quite full length, and they are lacking some weight to gain distances. But yes, overall this X-Shot skins line, in my opinion, 50% blaster worth it. The other 50%, not sure, but this line is interesting. I mean, X-Shot is showing us what they could bring us, and I hope they're gonna get their game together, just tweaking this plastic thickness and getting around this new shell design they have to have a more sturdy blaster, and hopefully a half dart line that they promised us over 3 years ago. I think that's it for this video. In the meantime, you can always follow me on Facebook and Instagram at @ThatOldNerveGuy. Please leave a like and comment, subscribe for more content. Don't forget to hit that bell to notify for my latest video. This was Dave Fatag. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.